Things don't always work out the way you planned. And when they go wrong, they can humble you like you've never been humbled before. This is what happened to me. But before we get into that, let's go back to the beginning. September 7th, 2018. Out of the blue, Honda Motorsports contacted me via text message and asked me if I would be interested to come up to Packwood, Washington, and be one of the very first people, or one of the first social media type of people to test ride the brand new CRF450L. This has been a motorcycle that's been anticipated for a long time. It is a true lightweight dual sport bike, something that is it's really revolutionary, and I jumped at the chance. I was so excited. The first thing I did was I called Mrs. W to tell her about this wonderful opportunity we had and started making plans to be up there. Now, it was pretty short notice, so I only had a couple days to get ready, so I loaded up the adventure van and headed for Packwood, Washington. So if you're wondering what's going on here, a friend of mine from Jesse from Pacific Northwest Dual Sport gave me a call, last minute call the other day, he passed my name on to the factory Honda team is introducing a new motorcycle. It's a new dual sport bike. It's the 450L, and they had a slot that opened up. So I hustled on down here to Packwood, Washington for this unveiling of this bike. They've got a whole bunch of bikes. They've got their factory team here. I just saw Johnny Campbell walk by. All of the Dirt Bike Magazine guys. It's this huge event, so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to go and to ride this new bike and to with the factory guys. So this is typically what happens at the end of my rides. Is I come back and someone like does all the tune-up for me and pressure washes my bike. Is that your experience?
Typically, yeah.
So the Honda guys, when you're done with the bike, they wash everything. Everything is all checked out. All the service is done. I could get used to this. I've never really been to an event like this. I get invited to them from time to time, but I usually turn them down. But this was a lot of fun, and I love motorcycles, and I've always been a big fan of Honda. But they did a great job. It was really impressive to see their factory team and the resources that they have and the expertise. One of the coolest things was that three of the engineers, or two engineers, and the project manager came all the way to Japan to talk to the riders. And these guys were really wonderful. I watched them carefully, and I think that they made an effort to approach every rider, no matter if he was the lowliest guy or a very experienced racer, and they really wanted to know the input. We had the project manager for the whole motorcycle. We had the guy that had developed the engine, and one of the writers that did all the testing, and they asked questions, and we're so excited to see, I guess, the fruition of all of their work coming true, and all of the fun and the joy and the pleasure that the riders were having for such a good job. But it was really nice. I wanted to share a funny story with you about the dinner. All right, I'm in the food line. We've got Pacific Northwest salmon, garlic mashed potatoes, and homemade rolls, and a Sasquatch bottle opener.
Try it out?
Yeah, I'll try that out there. Okay. That right there is real butter. And I don't know a great deal about the Japanese culture, but I know they eat very high quality food. What you don't see is that one of the engineers is right behind me and about to have an experience with the local folk. Now, I didn't personally witness this, but I have it on good authority that it happened. So it went something like this. Nice catering lady puts a big dollop of mashed potatoes on Japanese engineer's plate. He's heading over to the real butter. She grabs his plate and says, "Oh, you can't have mashed potatoes without butter on them," and proceeds to whip out the, wait for it, I can't believe it's not butter spray, and liberally coats his whole plate. Now, I'll admit, I am a bit of a food snob, but there is nothing, I repeat, nothing in life more disgusting than a margarine aerosol spray. Welcome back, everyone. Tuesday morning, we're getting ready for a big ride. Honda's got, I think 11 or 12 of the brand new 450Ls out. I'm really excited to ride one. I haven't been on a Honda for a long time, apart from the one we got for Jack. But let's go pick out a bike and we'll get it set up for the ride. Jesse told me I need to represent here. Chance to get that on there straight. Some poor guy's gonna have to take it off now. There we go. It'll look good today though, right? You remember Jesse, right? Northwest Dual Sport? We're gonna be hopefully putting together a big ride this fall, so. Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. We'll shoot some video on that. That's coming up.
Working in the media, it's kind of like, at first it was like, it comes to that I was in technical support. Like I would give, you want me to explain the technical concept? Yeah, no problem. But, so it's a little bit, at first it was a little weird, just kind of like getting into that aspect of it. So it's kind of weird perspective. Cody?
I am.
I'm Colin.
Hey Colin, nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming out. I know it was kind of a short notice, but it was cool. So hopefully you get out and enjoy.
Yeah, so. Thanks for the invite.
No problem.
The bike looks nice.
Yeah, I hope so. Get out there and enjoy it.
Totally surprised.
Very cool. I'm glad to have you out.
Quiet. So quiet. So we've got pro riders that are going to be leading and chasing, so no one gets left behind. Looks like they're riding the big 650L XRs. The Honda guy's even starting my bike for me. Thank you. You warming it up for me?
Yeah. So we're going to go with like a posting system.
Yeah, that's right. That's Johnny Campbell. If you don't know who Johnny Campbell is, you probably have no business getting on a motorcycle. Well, after this video, you could probably say the same thing about me. Johnny Campbell is a legend in motorcycle racing. If memory serves, among other things, he has won the Baja 1000 first place. And he was our ride leader.
So it took the impact.
So I guess it's time to show you the portion of the video you've all been waiting for. I'll let it play in its entirety, and then at the end I'll try to explain what I think happened.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Hold on a second, watch out. Just so wait, stop. He's hooked up.
Are you okay, Andrew?
All right, okay. You all right? Yeah, good. Keep by the wheel and there, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I can't figure out what just happened. I thought that I screamed you there.
Yeah, I know what you did, but I'm okay. I'm wearing all my armor.
I got the throttle hung up on something. Yeah, that just happened. I don't remember ever being so embarrassed and humiliated in my life. If I have been, I don't recall it. The throttle didn't get hung up on anything. At that point, I was so shocked of it. I was looking for any excuse, any way to deflect blame because I was so mortified what had happened. I have rode motorcycles a long time, and never have I ever experienced anything like this. And I've watched the instant replay many times, and look back on it, and I think I know what happened. A combination of things. So as you know, the bike, my bike, my Husqvarna, is set up very differently, and I've ridden this way on all my dirt bikes, and that is putting the rear brake on the left hand, a double clutch assembly, and riding with a recluse clutch, meaning that's an automatic clutch. You don't have to use it. I have not been on a bike like this for a long time, and muscle memory and old habits, they kind of die hard. And I got on that bike and came out, and I had never ridden it before, no experience with it, hadn't been on a bike with a clutch for a long time, and of course with a different brake system that I'm used to. And I wasn't anticipating, I guess I wasn't prepared for the amount of power that engine has. Now I ride a TE300, which is the most powerful production two-stroke bike that you can buy. It's certainly no slouch. It's certainly a man's bike. This 450 has incredible power. It revs so quickly, and it puts power to the ground so quickly. And then being absent from not having the clutch is a little bit of a slop in that with my bike. What I think I did was I came in and to grab the clutch and to rev the engine up a little bit to keep it from stalling, and the power is so immediate on this bike that it's hooked up on the pavement. The bike immediately went into a wheelie. I panicked as I was kind of falling back off the bike and inadvertently grabbed a whole handful of throttle and just plowed full speed into my fellow riders. It happened so quickly, and I was lying on the ground, and the first thing that I thought was, I wish that I was unconscious so I didn't have to wake up and to face what I've just done to this. It was so humiliating and so embarrassing. And then immediately my mind went to, well, how many people have I hurt, and what, how much have I ruined these bikes? And I got up and I was trying to figure out what happened, and everyone was very understanding and very gracious, but shocked. I mean, how can something like this happen? We have experienced riders there, and this is just unacceptable. And I was so ashamed, and I was so embarrassed, and I don't know what to say. I mean, it happened, and I can't change it, and I wish I could take it back, and I was just mortified. So fortunately, Andrew, who I took the force of my blunt, was he was just a great guy. I ended up kind of starting a friendship with him and rode with him, and he's a local guy, close by, lives close by here, and he was very gracious, and everyone was great. The Honda guys carted off the bike, and I can only imagine how much damage I did. I totaled out 2 bikes, and they got Andrew's going again, and mine was so messed up that they just wheeled out a brand new one and sent us on the ride. But it was tough the rest of the day. I really felt like I was under a cloud of shame, and I wish I could take it back. But things happen, and you have to move on. But that's it. Lesson learned. There's a lot of experience gleaned from this event for me, and what I learned from it, I don't know. Be more careful, I guess. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to the Honda team and to Jesse at Northwest Dual Sports. He did a great job putting the ride together, and all the guys, and I apologize publicly, and don't know that I'll be invited back. So that might be just as well, but I'll never forget it, that's for sure. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up, and we'll see you guys on the next one.